The movie begins with a girl drowning on an island. But how did she get here?
And who is she?
Let's find out. We first meet Lori and her younger sister, Erin. They're on vacation in Fiji. While having lunch at a hotel, Lori opens up to Erin about a painful secret. Her husband is cheating on her. Not only that, the other woman is pregnant. Erin is shocked and asks, "If you know all this, why don't you just leave him?" But Lori is still confused and unsure of what to do. That's when Erin admits she had known about Mike's affair for a long time but chose to stay quiet, not wanting to break up Lori's home. Hearing this, Lori gets angry. An argument breaks out between the sisters, and Erin storms off, furious. The next day, they're supposed to fly back home. Lori arrives at the airport early, but Erin is nowhere to be seen. Because of their fight, Erin had put her phone on silent and missed Lori's calls, ultimately missing the flight. After trying to reach Erin multiple times, Lori finally boards the plane alone, not realizing fate has something else in store for her. Just before takeoff, a flight attendant asks if her sister is coming. They could wait 5 more minutes. But Lori replies, "No, she won't be coming." So the plane departs. On board, an elderly couple is celebrating their anniversary and Lori becomes friendly with them. Everyone seems in good spirits, but suddenly, a violent jolt shakes the plane. Fear spreads quickly. The pilots lose control as a deadly storm engulfs the aircraft. Despite their best efforts, the plane crashes into a dense jungle. The news shocks the government and aviation authorities. They launch a massive search operation but find no trace of the plane. After days of searching, they assume it crashed into the ocean and sank. The case is closed. Erin is devastated. She pleads with authorities to keep looking, but in everyone's eyes, Lori is dead. Even her husband Mike shows little concern, having already given up hope. But Erin refuses to believe it and starts investigating the matter herself. One day, she discovers that Lori's credit card was used in a small Fijian village just days ago. Overjoyed, she informs Mike, but he's uninterested. So Erin decides to go to the village alone in search of her sister. The story then takes us back to the day of the crash. We see that Lori was sitting in the safest seat on the plane, which helps her survive. When she regains consciousness, she finds herself stranded on a deserted island. No one else in sight. Meanwhile, the pilot is trying to save a flight attendant impaled by a metal rod. Lori joins him, and together they rescue her. Inside the wreckage, a woman screams for her child. The pilot asks everyone to help rescue the remaining survivors. At the crash site, most passengers are dead. A few are critically injured, and only 6 people survive. Lori, the pilot Daniel, a businessman named Pete, a woman named Amber with her child, a man named Felix, and an elderly man named Uncle Jack, who happens to be a medical expert. He begins treating the injured. Sadly, the flight attendant doesn't make it. The survivors soon realize the island is completely deserted, and even worse, there's no phone signal. They gather supplies and decide to ration them carefully. Amber and her child are in a delicate state. The child cries from hunger, and Lori, feeling sorry for him, takes him into the jungle to distract him. There, she discovers a small pond, but it's home to a deadly crocodile. Lori barely escapes and rushes back to warn the others. They then bury or discard the bodies of the dead, including the kind woman Lori had befriended on the flight. Her husband tearfully pushes her body into the sea. It's a moment that shows how unpredictable life can be. Suddenly, they spot a ship in the distance. They rush to light a signal fire using wood. But when Lori opens her purse to get her lighter, it's missing. She's sure she had packed it herself. This leads to suspicion that someone among them stole it. Tensions rise, accusations fly, and the ship sails away unnoticed. A golden opportunity lost. Felix, meanwhile, tries fishing with his spear gun, while Lori and Uncle Jack venture into the jungle to find fruit. There, Lori finds chocolate stashed inside a tree. Someone has been hiding food. More arguments follow. To stop the blame game, Jack falsely claims he stole the chocolate, though Lori doesn't believe him. Jack, having lost his wife and feeling like a burden, decides to end his life. He walks into the ocean to commit suicide. Lori finds his belongings and feels deeply saddened. As she explores the area, she spots a large container washed ashore, likely fallen from a ship. Everyone hopes it holds food, but the only way to reach it is to jump from a dangerous cliff. Lori takes the risk, jumps into the sea, and begins to drown. Thankfully, Felix saves her and retrieves the container. But to everyone's disappointment, it contains only hairdryers. Despite the letdown, Felix gets an idea. He suggests using the wires from the hairdryers to build a raft. Everyone agrees. They construct a raft with room for only one person. Felix volunteers to leave and find help. Before departing, he teaches Lori how to use his spear gun for fishing. Their bond has grown. Once strangers, now close friends. In fact, Felix has quietly fallen for Lori, and she's starting to feel the same. Elsewhere, Pete and Amber are also growing closer. As night falls, Felix prepares for his journey. Lori hands him her credit card, saying he'll need it if he makes it out. Felix places it carefully in his bag and goes to rest for the big day ahead. Later that night, everyone is fast asleep. Suddenly, pilot Daniel quietly gets up, steals Felix's bag, and tries to escape using the raft. But Lori wakes up and catches him in the act. She pleads with him to stop, but he refuses to listen. With no other choice, Lori strikes him with Felix's spare gun, seriously injuring him. Still, Daniel manages to escape. The story now shifts back to the present, where Erin continues searching for her sister. She finally reaches a shop in Fiji, where Lori's credit card was last used. With a shopkeeper's help, she obtains the CCTV footage and is stunned to see that the man who used the card was none other than Daniel, the pilot from Lori's flight. Shocked, Erin tracks down Daniel's address and visits his home. There, she meets a girl claiming to be Daniel's daughter. Erin shows her the footage, proving Daniel is still alive. The girl breaks down in tears, overwhelmed by the truth. Together, they head to Daniel's second house to find him, but he isn't there either. While searching the house, Erin starts to notice things that don't add up. She realizes the girl isn't Daniel's daughter at all. Then she finds a bag full of money, which the girl quickly tries to hide. Sensing Erin has discovered her secret, the girl pulls a gun on her. Just then, Daniel appears and knocks the girl unconscious, saving Erin. When Erin questions him about Lori, Daniel lies, saying Lori is dead. He urges Erin to leave and keep his survival a secret. As they speak, Erin's phone suddenly rings. It's the same girl who has now kidnapped Daniel's real daughter, Natasha. Over the call, Natasha pleads for her father to come home quickly to save her life. Daniel and Erin rush to his house. Daniel tells Erin to stay hidden while he enters with the money bag. Inside, the girl demands to know where Erin is. Daniel lies again, claiming he left her along the way. She then threatens him. If he wants his daughter to live, he must take her to the same island where the plane crashed. Left with no choice, Daniel agrees. They rent a small plane and head toward the island, unaware that Erin has secretly boarded and is hiding in the back. After a short flight, Daniel lands the plane a bit away from the main area and drops the girl off. She immediately begins searching for businessman Pete. Meanwhile, Erin quietly slips away and begins her search for Lori. Back on the island, Lori and the remaining survivors are living peacefully. They've built individual huts and settled into life there. Surprisingly, none of them, except Lori, want to leave. Although she loves Felix and dreams of a life with him, she deeply misses her sister. That same night, Lori finds her missing lighter hidden among Amber's things. Furious, she confronts Amber, blaming her for their fate. If Amber had returned the lighter that day, they could have signaled the ship and made it back home. But Amber, burdened by her past and unwilling to return to her troubled life, chose not to. Lori scolds her harshly and walks back to her hut in frustration. The next day, Lori and Felix hear someone screaming. They rush to find Pete crying. He tells them he had a minor argument with Amber, and in anger, she jumped into the ocean to end her life. Felix immediately heads out to find her. Meanwhile, Lori finds a photo of Amber and Pete together. Shocked, she confronts Pete. Why did he hide that they knew each other before? Suspicion creeps in. Did Pete kill Amber to keep this secret? Frightened, Lori runs into the jungle, but Pete chases after her. On another part of the island, Erin stumbles upon Daniel. He promises to help her reunite with Lori, but they need a plan to escape. Daniel suggests he'll distract the girl while Erin sneaks away and takes her boat. They go through with the plan, but the girl soon realizes Daniel is fleeing and shoots him. Though they manage to escape, Daniel is gravely wounded. Losing blood rapidly, he confesses the dark truth to Erin. The plane crash wasn't an accident. It was a planned conspiracy. Daniel was paid off by Pete. Just before takeoff, Pete had offered Daniel a large sum of money to force the plane to crash land on a deserted island. Pete's goal was simple: to kill Amber, his secret girlfriend, and their child. He wanted to get rid of them so he could return to his wife and live peacefully. However, bad weather ruined the plan, and the plane truly crashed. The girl chasing them? She had discovered this conspiracy. Her family had died in the crash, and she came to the island seeking revenge against Pete. With his last breath, Daniel tells Erin how to find Lori. Then he dies. At sunrise, Erin reaches the jungle where Lori is still hiding from Pete. Feeling someone nearby, Lori turns and is overwhelmed with joy to see her sister. They embrace tightly. Erin urges her to leave, but Lori refuses. She doesn't want to abandon Felix or the child. They head to the hut together. Soon after, Pete appears, holding Felix hostage. He demands the boat keys, but Erin and Lori refuse. Enraged, Pete prepares to kill Felix. But Lori attacks him from behind, killing Pete on the spot. Erin begs the others to leave with her, but Felix decides to stay. Lori, now in love with him and the child, chooses to remain on the island too. She says goodbye to her sister and stays behind. Erin returns home alone. Meanwhile, Natasha never sees her father again, but she does find the hidden bag of money, which leaves her smiling. In the final scene, we see Lori, happy and at peace, living on the island with Felix and the child. She's now pregnant, beginning a new life in this isolated paradise. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.